The definition of thievery is to take something that does not belong to you in a way that is wrong or illegal. This is from Webster's dictionary. The definition of media piracy is also taking an intangible object in technology wrongfully, that's something that does not belong to you. So media piracy is against the law and harmful already. The thing is, most people do not already have a knowledge about media piracy. Like most of you in here, most of you do not consider media piracy to be a form of stealing and robbery. I'm speaking to you with 10 years of musical experience and extensive research on media piracy from multiple resources. I would like to persuade you by the end of this that media piracy should have greater enforcements by the government for violations, and it should be more closely monitored to enforce these violations. I would discuss the problems, the causes, and the solutions for this issue, and hopefully by the end of this, you will agree with me and help me in facing this issue. The main problem here is that the US is losing a substantial amount of revenue from media piracy. Many of you do not know how media piracy actually affects our society. Would it surprise you if I said that media piracy affects the US economy by having a loss of revenue of $56 billion annually every year? This is a stat from Freakonomics.com. And what's surprising with this is most of you do not know that $56 billion is an incredible amount of money. Most people do not realize this. They believe that it's closer in the realm of only about $10 billion, when it's actually $56 billion. Another effect of this problem is that media piracy will decrease the amount of free expression in the US. This sounds confusing right now, but let me explain. Music artists create their music not just because they want to earn revenue on their creations. It's not just a business. Most musical artists create music because they enjoy expressing themselves, and they enjoy showing off what they can do. And the psychology behind this, to why media piracy would limit this, is, think about it, if you spent years creating something that you're passionate about, and you were to lose it, if someone were to steal it, like almost every time you created it, would you still want to be creating that if it kept being stolen from you? This is why artists' contributions have actually declined in recent years. It sounds a little confusing right now because you see all the artists becoming up and coming. However, it has declined in recent years. But if we put a stricter regulation on media piracy, then you can actually see artist contributions will increase over years. Now, I'm sure you're all thinking, how can me downloading a few songs off the internet free have this big of an impact? Well, the truth is that it actually can't. Just one of you downloading an album, a new album or a new movie that comes out, that won't have that great of an effect on the economy or the US's revenue. However, when millions of people are doing this, that can have an enormous effect on everything. If just one of you steals an album for, how much does it go for, $14, $15? That won't have as large of an effect as if millions of you are all stealing like a new album that comes out. Some pop artists sell millions of albums. If, say, just 10% of them get shared over the internet for free and illegally downloaded, then that's an enormous amount of money that's being lost that could be generating income for the US. Another cause of this, of why it's such a big issue, is that the government is not enforcing this policy strong enough. It's already illegal to illegally pirate music over the internet. However, the government is not enforcing this nearly as strong as they should be. From the economic journal Shadow Economies by Enston Schneider, this says how the government makes people think it's okay to illegally pirate all of these movies and songs only because they're not enforcing it nearly highly enough. So this adds to the psychology of, I think it's okay to steal this because no one's going to punish me for it. So the solution that I'm proposing here is that first we need to raise awareness of this issue to tell people how it really does affect the economy by $56 billion every year, and that it also limits the free expression of artists and individuals. The government we should also then move to the government to help enforce this policy through a committee. The committee can view and keep a closer eye on all of these, on all of the violations that they're going to have, and then enforce them with stricter punishments so we don't lose all of this revenue and free expression. Just think about it. What could we do with an extra $56 billion every year? With that much money, we could fund programs that are in desperate need, such as healthcare system, education, and also increase the amount of music that we already have, and increase other forms of free expression as well. All of this could really help the economy and people in our society in general. This solution will only work, though, if we all stick with it. If some of us are falling away, if we're not sticking with the solution, then it's not going to stick. We have to have commitment with this. Together we can make a real difference in solving this problem if we stick with it. First, we have to realize that media piracy is in fact stealing, and it is in fact harmful to the economy from the definition and from the economic journals that I've showed you. Then, at the end of this, we have to work to end this branch of thievery in order to help the economy and our society as a whole. Thank you.